Move the screen. So I don't know if I recognize anybody as yet. Not yet, but no doubt I will. So, and some of you may have met Marie at the Qatar Expat Women's workshop the other day, and she's probably made it aware that she is unable to join us today as she's in the UK. So it's me today, and sort of driving the equipment as well as telling the story. So hopefully it will all work out very well. So is everyone ready to get started? Excellent. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you for the thumbs up. Appreciate that so that people can hear me. But it's, I hope you're all feeling very well, in a good place. And what I'd love you to do is to turn off any of the distractions that may come along. And perhaps we've got someone else that's joined us. And if someone has joined us, if you can put yourself on mute, there's a button on the left-hand corner. To really take this time out to go through a coaching process. That's what we'll do in this hour that we've got together, as well as understand more about coaching. So this is really an investment in your time to understand what this is all about. So, and hopefully I'll get to hear some of your stories, and trust that, well, it's just great to see so many people on this Friday morning. So we'll get started. And so Empower World, and for those of you who don't know about us, we've been operating in Doha, Qatar for the last 4 years. Marie and I, well, I've been in Qatar for about 10 years now, over 10 years, and Marie about 4 years. So, and once we met each other about 4 years, as a consequence of a coaching assignment, we decided that we really wanted to work together, and so we've created Empower World. So Empower World today consists of both Marie and I, Marie Quigley and Janine Bailey, myself. We are the directors and co-founders of Empower World, and we started coach training, as I say, about 4 years ago, and as a consequence we've been training over hundreds of students now that have gone through our program. And we've also had experience training people overseas on online programs through our corporate programs, but most of our coach training is an open program. And what we love is that we also start to work with people who also want to be full-time coaches and work with us. So if you do this program, if you decide to do this program, it doesn't mean that you have to be a full-time coach. It could be, part of your toolkit as a leader. It could be the skills that you learn to just really master your life going forward. It may be part-time coaching, or it may be full-time coaching. So it can be anything that you want. We've been very lucky to attract some fantastic coaches, and so we've got Marie on the left-hand side on your screen, Melissa in the middle next to me, and Siobhan, who are our full-time coaches who also train with us as well. So they support us with the training. And we've got others, May Britt, Surti, and Michelle Arscott, who some of you may be aware of. They also support us as well. So how did we come together, Marie and I, or how did we go on this journey? How did we start?
Everybody able to do this?
Say that again. What was the question? No. If you want to come back at any time, please do. So Marie, we did this webinar a week ago, and Marie shared the story that the way she came into coaching was that her role was very much about teaching in language schools, and she found herself doing a lot of training and mentoring. And through that journey, she came across coaching. And what she realizes now is that potentially at times she was doing a coaching role but perhaps not as powerfully as she can today because of the program that she's gone through. But this coaching thing kept coming up for her for about 10 years or so. And she kept putting it aside and making up all sorts of excuses, as I did as well, in terms of, I'm not good enough, can I do it, can I afford to do it, will I make money from it? All of those sorts of limiting beliefs came into her world. And then finally she got to a stage where she thought, no, this is enough. I need to do this. I know deep down in my heart that this is something that I really want to do. So she made that decision to step into the world of coaching. And as she said and shared last week, that she's never looked back. It's a skill that she utilizes not only in the work that we do as coach trainers, but also as life coaches, executive coaches. So we work with executives in corporations such as Urdu, Hamad, Musharraf, Siemens, and all the major universities. So she's doing not only executive life coaching, mentoring, but she's utilizing these skills all the time with her family, with her children, in her community. So it's something that we utilize all the time in our business. It's really utilizing these ways of being and doing all the time. So that is where Marie started her coaching journey. And for me, what happened with myself was when I moved to Doha about 10 years ago, I was really at a loss as to what I wanted to do. And I'll just pause for a moment. I can hear some clicking in the background. So if you've just joined us, what we've asked everyone to do, unless they've got a question, is to put themselves on mute. And there is a mute button on the left-hand corner of the screen. So if you're able to mute, that would be appreciated because we can hear the noise coming through. Thank you. And so when I came across to Doha, I was really at a point of, I don't know what to do. I know I want to do something that is related to supporting people because I've always got people coming to me with their problems. I'm always listening to people's stories, and I attract people easily who want to pour out their heart. But I never felt that I could truly support them in a powerful way. So I knew this, but I didn't know about coaching. I didn't know that something like this existed. To a degree I knew, but not to the degree that I know now, because coaching is really like no other thing that I've ever experienced. So if you haven't experienced coaching, if you haven't been coached, or if you haven't gone through a training program like ours with someone else, it's really hard, I'll say it's challenging to understand what coaching really is, because I felt at the time that coaching was about giving advice. And I didn't feel like I was empowered to do that. I didn't feel I had the experience to be able to do that. And so when I came to Qatar, first arrived, a friend of mine who was a coach, he asked me, Janine, would you be my guinea pig as I'm doing this coach training program and I need to start practicing my skills? So I said to her, yes, that would be great, because I trusted her completely and fully. And I said to her, look, I don't really have any challenges or problems in my life. I was newly married and came across to this wonderful new country, and I felt like I was on a great path. But I did say to her, look, but I don't know what it is that I want to do when I grow up. I still don't know what it is that I want to do as a profession. I still haven't worked that out. So I underwent the program with her, the one-on-one coaching with her. And what I discovered was actually that there is a lot of challenges. There is a lot of limiting beliefs that I held about myself. There is a lack of confidence in what I do at work and in other areas of my life. And so it really, really created this light bulb moment of, actually, yes, I could be living an even more amazing life. But what I've really discovered as a consequence of doing this with my friend Avril, and fantastic coach, was actually life coaching was for me. It was just a light bulb moment that this is the way that I can do what I know deep down in my heart is to support and empower people to be the best that they can be. And the beauty of coaching is I don't have to give advice. I don't have to tell people what to do. It's all about me supporting the people that I work with to uncover their own truth. So I'll talk about that a bit later of how we do that as coaches. So that's essentially the story around Empower World. I started coaching, and I started a business with another coach that I came across in Qatar, Alison Ringrow, and we started Empower People. Alison had to go back to the UK for family reasons, and that is when I met Marie, when I was at this point of the corporate work was just building. It was just coming to me all the time, and I needed more people to work with. So I found Marie to support me on a huge Urdu coaching project. But that's when Marie and I decided, let's create this business. Let's impart these tools to others, because there's so few coaches in Qatar. There's so many amazing opportunities. There are so many people, individuals, private individuals, mums, dads, children, who are looking for that support, as well as corporates who are going through a lot of change, especially now. They are looking for that coaching support to enable them to move towards what it is they truly want. So hence Empower World. So I'm just going to move to the next slide. So I just want to share very quickly some testimonials, which I won't read out, but I will, because I will send these slides to you. But the first testimonial is from Michelle Ascott. And again, some of you may be aware of her. She's a mum. She's an ex-teacher. She lives in Qatar, and she wanted to do something that provided her flexibility and dovetailed in with her teaching skills. And so she began this journey of coaching, and again discovered, actually, this is really what I want to do. But she's been able to identify a niche of working with children to support them, children who are having learning difficulties, children who are not fitting in at school. So she's utilising these coaching skills to be able to support these children who need that extra support that the ordinary school curriculum doesn't really cater for. But she also supports us with any corporate work that we have as well. So and training as well. So it's fantastic to have her on board. And then there is Rachel Petero, who, again, people may know. She was in Qatar, left about 12 months ago, a New Zealand Maori, fantastic, awesome lady and leader. She had a high profile role in Qatar Airways, where she was supporting graduates. And Rachel she's a very prominent and very strong networker. And she's all about leadership and development. And Qatar Airways had a coaching program in place as well. So she was aware of coaching and very aware of it. But she wanted to have the accreditation. She wanted the professional accreditation of a coach, which she couldn't get through Qatar Airways. So she came and joined our course with the belief that, what Janine and Marie will cover will be, what I've already learnt, so it'll be quite easy and quite straightforward. However, what she discovered was that the 6-day program, it's now an 8-day program, but the 6-day program that she undertook was incredibly transformational. She really began to understand who she truly is about, what she wants to create, what her vision is, where she wants to take her life and her business. And so she's created this business called Rise to 2025, which her goal is to empower 100,000 Indigenous women by the year 2025. So she's starting off in New Zealand and then potentially across to Australia, potentially over to the Middle East, and that's definitely where she wants to focus. And thankfully, she wanted to impart these skills. She wanted to impart this experience that you go through as a participant in the program. So because it is so rich, it is so transformational. And so that is her vision. And it started, and as I say, thankfully, she asked me to deliver this program for her with her first intake, which was earlier this year. So we're about to launch the next intake of Indigenous Maori women very shortly. So it is what we're trying to say is that you can utilize these skills in very many different ways. So it's very powerful, and there are so many different niches, different ways that you can use these skills. And I just want to quickly go through, if I can, through another testimonial that we've gotten. I forgot to mention his name actually on this slide, but Dave Wilson from Rasgas, we know that he experienced tremendous change as he did this program, and he wrote us a testimonial straight after the program. But I met him about 6 months later, and he told me much more about what the impact of the program has been on his life. And so I just recently asked him on Facebook, could you provide us with an updated testimonial? Because I know that you've gone through so much. I know it's been a powerful journey for you. So this is his testimonial. So it's quite long. I had to cut it. But basically, he says, the ICF coach training with Empower World has been responsible for such a positive transformational change in my life. I originally enrolled in the course to help with coaching and mentoring in my professional career at Rasgas, but ended up taking with me unbelievable experiences, an immense amount of self-discovery that has had a profound effect on my personal life. Janine and Marie, through their course, have helped me build relationships, both professionally and personally, develop areas of my life that were holding me back by changing my belief system regarding barriers, and altered my perceptions of goals and goal setting. I can honestly say that I am living a better life now. I appreciate all the good things in my life more, show gratitude daily for what I have, and also accept challenges differently and more openly. I highly recommend this course to anyone that wants to coach others or people that seems to be in a state of personal transition. I owe a tremendous amount. So again, just to demonstrate that this program is not only a certified program where you learn the skills of how to support others to create that kind of transformation. You also experience that transformation as you go through the program. So everything that we teach, you experience. So it is a powerful program in that way. So we've got a slide here, which I know there's a lot of text on here, but very quickly, just wanted to demonstrate, how these coaching skills can really support you in your life, and how you, as a coach, if you decide that you want to be a coach, or you decide that you're a leader in your family or your community or whatever, and you can utilize these skills to support people that are going through change. So very quickly, just want to ask you, are you one of these people? Are you, or the people that you want to serve, lost or don't know what to do, feeling pulled in lots of different directions but can't make a decision easily and effortlessly? And that happens to many of us because we have these different values that are pushing and pulling us all the time, and they're potentially some of our own values, but we're potentially listening to other people's values or the values of our culture. Are you procrastinating about your future, not knowing what you want to do and fearing the unknown? Or are you overwhelmed by too much information, too much to do, don't know where to start? Are you feeling stuck and know there is something more out there for you, that you were born to do something more than what you're doing right now? Do you have a dream? Are you aware of that dream but don't know how to make that happen? Are you feeling incredibly challenged and don't know how to overcome those challenges? Do you want to inspire others but don't know how to do that, how to inspire, influence, and lead others? So potentially your team, your family, your community. Are you low in energy or in poor health? Are you wondering what your purpose is in this earth, on this life right now? And are you giving your power away to others? Are you blaming other people for what you're experiencing? Are you blaming the world, the weather, the economy, whatever it may be, the environment, whatever it may be, that creates a feeling of helplessness, a feeling of despair, whatever it may be, because you're not in charge, you don't feel like you're in charge, in control of your life? So these are just things that I'd like you to ponder on. And you might have sensed that you were one of those, or a couple of those, maybe none of those, maybe all of those. And just notice what that feels like, if that's you. If you could answer one of those questions. So we'd like to ask you very quickly, do you want to be in charge of your own destiny, your own life? Do you want to be in control of where you're going, what your future is? Do you want to elevate your life to the next amazing level, to really step up and create a beautiful life across all the different contexts? Do you want to turn those challenges that you are experiencing right now into gifts, into the gifts of learning, great learning and abundance? Because often we will say that the challenges that we might be experiencing right now are potentially connected with your purpose, potentially connected to, what you may be really passionate about solving. And if I can give you a quick example here, I have a friend who's a fantastic coach, and she was coaching a woman who was raped. And of course, it's a terrible thing to experience. And this woman just couldn't move forward. The woman that was raped could not move forward in her life. She was hiding. She wasn't making any powerful decisions. And so she consequently was not living a life of fulfillment. And finally, out of desperation, she was in a very poor place. She went to see Rachel, not the Rachel that I spoke about earlier, but a different Rachel. And what she really supported this woman to do was to realize, actually, I'm not determined by that rape. My life is not determined by that rape. I'm not a victim. I can turn this around, and I can choose to be who I really want to be. And actually, I can choose to make that defining moment in my life something very powerful. And I can choose to support other women who've gone through that experience. I can support them to not be a victim of that experience, but to really enable them to make different powerful choices. So these are the sorts of things that coaching enables people to move forward, to move away from those defining moments that hold them back. So do you want to inspire and support others in an empowering and transformational way? Increase your energy and sense of purpose where you are right now. Make decisions easily and effortlessly that are aligned with your purpose and top values. So if you are aware of why you are here, what brings you to this earth, let's say, or brings you to Qatar, or with the people that you live with, the people that you work with, if you're aware of what your purpose is and what your top values are, then you are really able to make decisions easily and effortlessly. If you know that the decision that you take is aligned with what is it that you want to create, what is your vision, what is your dream, what's important to you, then decision making is easy. It's incredibly easy. All the other things can fall away. All the other doubts, all the other distractions can fall away. And are you ready to make your dreams, goals, vision, aspirations come true? So if you said yes to one or all of those things, then you're on the right track. So what is coaching? What is coaching? Well, we say that it is a conversation, a powerful conversation with purpose. It's a conversation like no other conversation. It is utilizing all those powerful skills of creating a real sense of rapport and trust. It's a safe place where people can say whatever it is that they want to say, need to say, without being judged. It's the perfect place to get things out and to really peel back the layers of beliefs that are holding us back from creating what it is that we truly want. So it's really getting to the heart of someone's authentic self, their courageous self. So often we talk about the mind, and the training that we do, we talk about how the mind works. And the experts will say that the mind is made up of 10% consciousness and 90% subconscious or unconsciousness. And so other experts will say, actually, the thinking mind is 1%, the conscious mind is 1%, and the rest is the unconscious mind. So we've got that conscious mind going on all the time. That's that little voice in our head that's telling us to do this, don't do that, constantly trying to keep us safe from going outside of our comfort zone. That's what its role is essentially to do. And so that is often directing our life. And so there's so much more of our mind that we're not tapping into. And we believe as coaches that all of our clients have all the creativeness, all the resourcefulness, everything they need, all their answers, their truth is within them. And so the questions that we ask as coaches is designed to go to that place, go to that unconscious place, that subconscious part of our mind, to access all the resourcefulness, all the creativeness, the courage, the authentic truth, the memories, that enable us to create a different way forward. So the coaching enables us to go deep into the heart of our clients' authenticness and what they truly, truly want for their life, what they truly believe is important, what is their purpose, so that then they can create decisions. They can decide for themselves, what do I want to do going forward? What do I want to do? What steps will I take that are easily and effortlessly outside of my comfort zone that have been holding me back? And of course, there are steps that you want to keep that are in your comfort zone that are perfect, such as, connecting with your family and doing the hobbies that you love. But there will be there'll be the unhealthy comfort zone that's holding you back from creating the life that you truly want. So coaches are about unlocking that potential, unlocking the truth, supporting the client to work out what do they want to do next. What are the steps that they want to take to move towards what they truly want. So the coach is constantly there, being facilitating the coachee's agenda, what it is that they truly want, and holding the coachee accountable to what it is that they want to create. And they'll challenge the coachee as well, because they'll believe the coach believes in the coachee. They believe that the coachee has everything they need within them to move forward. Now, there is sometimes a little bit of teaching and there is sometimes a little bit of sharing, but at the end of the day, it's always the coachee that makes the choice. And that's what's powerful. Because if you can recall anybody telling you what to do, if you recall anyone giving you advice from their perspective, and you may think, yeah, that's good advice, but do you take it? Maybe, maybe not. And maybe you may recall times when you've heard advice and you've thought, oh, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do it my way. So the coaching is about supporting people to identify their own way forward. So that's the powerful part of coaching. So that's in a nutshell what coaching is about. So how will it impact your life? Well, how will it not? By not, we stay stuck, but potentially stuck, let me say. But how will it impact your life? Well, it just is incredible. It just really opens up this amazing journey of constant learning, of constant ways forward. It's a pathway that enables you to coach yourself. It's a pathway that enables you to support others. It just really opens up the doors and opportunities of so many different pathways that you can choose. And I've added this quote here: "I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul." And this quote or this poem by Ernest William Henley was really a key thing in the mind of Mandela and Oprah. It really rung in their mind. It really drove them to realize I can create my life. I can absolutely create what it is that I want to create by asking powerful questions. And I don't know if anyone keeps in touch with Oprah, follows Oprah, but if you do, you may see that she's very much on the coaching journey herself. And actually, I got to see her in New Zealand, and she definitely speaks the language of a coach now. So it's great to see. So you don't have to be an Oprah. You don't have to be an Oprah to do this course. But what this course does allow you is to create your own way forward, create your own dreams, whatever that may be. And it may be as simple as being the best mum that I want to be in my family, to support my children to have an amazing life, to be the best role model that I can be. So it doesn't matter how big or small your goal is, it absolutely accommodates that. So I'd like to do a quick exercise with you, a process that we use in coaching. Now, there are many tools that we use in coaching, and this is just one thing that we utilize in our coach training. And this is something that helps us support our clients to create an awareness of what it is that they want in the future, create an awareness of potentially where they're going forward. So what I'd love you to do is to just, if you've got a pen and paper in your hands, just to put everything aside and just sit back into your chair and just to relax and take this time out for yourself. So I'd love you to get comfortable, to do one of these powerful exercises that will support you to understand what is important to you. So I'd love you to sit back and just take a nice big deep breath in, nice deep big breath, and let that breath go right down into your belly, and then release. So big breaths in and release. Just relaxing easily and effortlessly into your chair or wherever it is that you are right now. So nice big breath in and out. And with each breath that you take in, just notice how you relax even more into the chair. Relaxing nice and deeply with every breath that you take. That's it. Nice big breaths. And now just taking the next breath that you take in, taking that into your heart, focusing that breath, letting it go in and out through your heart. Nice big breaths. And with every breath that you take, just notice how your body relaxes even more. Just notice how you sink deeper and deeper into the chair. And just notice your feet on the ground. Notice the energy that is in your fingers. And now just notice a bright yellow white light above your head. And as you notice that white, yellow, golden light above your head, just now notice with every breath that you take, you breathe in that light, that beautiful light with every breath that you take. And just notice this light as it comes down, 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 down your throat, down through your shoulders, down through your elbows to the tips of your fingers. And with the next breath in, as you notice that light coming down, that golden light down through your body, just notice how it goes down, down your chest, down through your solar plexus, where all your creativity lies, in that area in your solar plexus. And just filling the solar plexus up with that beautiful white light. And with the next breath in, just follow that breath as it goes down, beyond your solar plexus, right down your legs, past your knees, down through your ankles, and down to the tips of your toes and out through the soles of your feet. Just grounding you where you are right now. And again, with the next breath in, into your heart, I want you to go now out on to a journey out into the future. out into the future when it is exactly as you want it to be, exactly how you want your life to be. So just notice as you take that journey out into the future with this white golden light, out into the future, and it may be 3 months' time, it may be 1 year's time, it may be 3 years' time, wherever it may be. Just notice where you are, the perfect place that you want to be, whenever it may be. And just imagine you've done something like this program, or you've done something that has enabled you to empower yourself to create the life that you truly want in that time and space and place when it's perfect for you. And just notice what it is that you're seeing in this place, how you see yourself, how you are reacting and connecting with others. And they may be people in your family, your loved ones, your friends, your colleagues, your community, wherever it is for you. Just notice how you are connecting with them at a deeper level. Stronger relationships, powerful relationships, relationships where you can express yourself in a way that empowers others. And just notice your environment where you are in this perfect place. Just absorb everything that you're noticing in this place. And now just listen to what it is that you're telling yourself. When you're in this place, this perfect place for your relationships, your career, your family, your health and wellness. What is it that you're telling yourself? And what are others saying to you? How are they acknowledging you for going on this journey? For going on this journey of development and living your authentic life? And notice what it feels like in this place. Just notice the feelings that come up. How does this feel for you? And notice where these feelings live in your body. Just notice where they live, being very aware of the mind-body-soul connection. Noticing that your body is telling you, it's talking to you all the time. And just take yourself to those feelings in the body and where they live. Notice the color of that feeling and turn up the color in your body. Make it amazing. Notice what this feeling is telling you in your body. Just listen to the inner wisdom of this feeling that resides in your body. What is it telling you? What does it want you to know? What's your higher voice telling you? And notice the feeling, what it's like, whether it's warm, whether it's cool, whether it's soft, shiny, whatever it is. Just notice what it is. And now I want you to just ramp up all those feelings, all of those colors, all of those sounds, all of those sights. Make it amazing. Just locking in all of those things that you notice, all of those things that you see, hear, and feel. And just put all of that imagination, that future place for yourself. Just put it into a picture frame. Just tuck that into your heart. Just pop it into your heart. Lock it in there with a big, deep breath. Just taking a big, deep breath, locking all of that future self into your heart. Knowing that as you go out on your journey in the future, that you will experience bumps, there will be roadblocks, there will be bumps that come along. But you've got this in mind, you've got this focus in mind. And those roadblocks and those bumps that come along, they actually become powerful experiences of learning. And as you overcome them to move towards your dream, your future, that you learn so much from this and it empowers you even more, even more. It doesn't hold you back, it makes you stronger. And another big breath, just locking all of that in. And as you take another big breath, just notice your fingers and your feet and just wriggling them and starting to come back into the room, coming back to the webinar. And just slowly, gently coming back into the room and just noticing what that was like as you come back to conscious awareness, what that journey was like, what unfolded. And as you do that, and some of you may have got your handouts, your notes that we sent through. And we just want you to now, as you absorb all of that experience, looking at your wheel of life. Or if you haven't got the notes, it's on the screen, as you can see. And these are just some of the segments that we will work with our clients, and potentially there might be something missing there for you. And of course, when we're working with you or when you're working with your clients, the clients get to choose what area they want to focus on in their wheel of life. And we are supporting our clients to create balance in their life. But if you look at that wheel of life now, I just want you to come back to reality. Come back to the reality of what you're experiencing right now. And what I'd love you to do is just, if you haven't got the notes, just draw a circle like you see on the screen and mark the segments. And as I say, some of these may not be relevant, so you can turn it into something else. But what I'd like you to do is to rank that segment of your life where you are now, right now. What's the reality? So if you wanted each of those segments to be a 10, which is the outskirts of the circle of the wheel of life, and 0 is at the center, what I'd love you to do now is to just take a look at your life, a quick check of what's happening in your life right now, and rank where you are. So, for example, I might say, if I look at friends and family, for me, that I might rank that now as a 5 out of 10. So I'd be putting a line in the middle of that piece of pie as a 5, as a halfway mark. Because at the moment, right now, I'm doing a lot of traveling. I'm doing a lot of work ahead of our program. We're in transition with our business. We've just hired a new person to help us with the amount of work that we've got on at the moment. So I'm sacrificing a bit with regard to my friends and family. So what we'd love you to do is to just work out, where are you on your wheel of life? So I'll just give you a few moments to just create an awareness of where you sit in each of those segments. How would you rate yourself out of 10? 10 being on the outskirts, 0 being in the middle. So I'll just give you a few moments to do that. And hopefully, as you see that, you may start to recognize where things may be out of kilter. Now, it's not about getting a perfect wheel of 10. This exercise is about just highlighting where you may think, I'm neglecting something that's really important to me. And often when we do this exercise, particularly in a group setting, which is something that Maria and I do often, people will all of a sudden make that recognition, and it can create a lot of emotion, because people start to realize, what's really important. So I'm just curious if anyone would like to share anything that's come up for them as a consequence of doing that exercise. If you'd like to come off mute. And if you haven't, that's okay. So we we trust that this is starting to recognize the reality of your situation and what you would like to change. Now, I mentioned that my friends and family are 5 at the moment. I might make that recognition that, okay, it's not good at the moment, but as soon as I've got over this hump, then I really want to ramp that friends and family up, because connection is my highest value. And if I'm not connecting, then I know that something's missing. So it's, again, highlighting for me what I need to do to be able to connect with my family and friends. So it's a very simple exercise to work out, where do we want to focus? Where do we want to focus? How can we change that? How can we keep ourselves accountable to what it is that we truly want to create? So what's holding you back? What is holding you back? When you think about what it is that you truly want, when you think about that perfect future, and if you recognize that things are out of kilter when you look at your wheel of life, what we'd love you to ask yourself is, what are the excuses that you are telling yourself right now? What's holding you back? So I'd like you just to take a few moments to write that down. And we encourage you to write these things down, because there is something about the brain, the mind, and writing things down that enables things to become even more conscious, or stuck, or not the word stuck, but enables you to learn even easier when you write things down. So what are the excuses you are telling yourself for not living your best life, for not living the dreams, the visions that you have for yourself? And notice how that feels for you when you are telling yourself, when you're thinking the thoughts, as you're writing them down. Just notice how that feels in your body. And if you feel it in your body, if you feel a tightness, if you feel a heaviness, just be aware of it. Be aware of it and ask yourself, what is this feeling telling myself? What needs to shift? What needs to change to release that feeling, or to release those thoughts? And as you do that, as you become aware of these excuses, the limiting beliefs that are holding you back from potentially your living your best life, living an amazing life, what are the excuses? What are they costing you? What do they cost you? What do they prevent you from doing? How do they prevent you from connecting with others, supporting others? How do they prevent you from doing what it is that you know that you're truly meant to do? How are they costing you in terms of your health, in terms of stress, the stress that you put on your body that creates your perhaps health issues? What is this costing you? And how are they holding you back from creating the vision for yourself and others? And I chose this image. I don't know if people have seen I think it comes from the movie Jack and the Beanstalk. So Jack Black, the actor, in this fantasy world, being held back. So I quite like that image in terms of we create these excuses. They're made up, that hold us from really doing what it is that we truly want to do. And so as a coach, it is about supporting clients, people, to recognize these sorts of things and to change those beliefs into something empowering. So what we'd love you to do is to ask yourself, are those old beliefs, are they really true? Are they really, really true? And we'd like you to write down, what is your truth deep down? What is your authentic truth? What are you really meant to do? What are you really meant to be being? Who are you meant to be? And what is one simple action that will take you to move towards your courageous and authentic self? What's one simple action that will take you easily and effortlessly outside of the comfort zone that you're in right now, that you may recognize that you're in right now? What's one simple action that you will promise to yourself to create new change? What's one simple act of love, of self-worth, of self-value that's going to make an impact on your life? And as you do that, as you write that down, just notice again what you see, hear, and feel as you imagine yourself, as you imagine taking these steps towards your compelling future. One step at a time, just one step at a time. That's all you need to do. I wish I could remember the quote about the journey of 1,000 miles. It starts with one step, something along those lines. So I certainly know when I started on this journey that it seemed like, will I ever get to this place? But here I am, thankfully, gratefully. I am here. But I was certainly perhaps walking in very similar shoes to yourselves on this webinar, with all of those limiting beliefs of, can I afford it? Can I really do this? Will it make the change? All of those things, like Marie, those sort of excuses were holding me back. But I just knew I had to shake it up. I had to do something different. I had to do something different to take charge of my life, because whatever I've done in the decades before wasn't working. And that's giving my age away a little bit. And I'm sure many of you have heard of the quote Albert Einstein of doing the same old thing and expecting different results. Well, that resonated for me. I knew that I had to do something outside of the comfort zone that would support me towards where I am right now. So that was a very quick exercise, just one of the many exercises that we do on the coach training program, and one of the many exercises that you would do as a coach with your clients. You don't have to do it in the way that I've just expressed it, but there's a process behind it, and that's what you learn, the process behind it. And so there are very many different things that we utilize and that we share in the coach training. And these are just some of the things. So it's managing your mindset. And again, apologies for all the writing, but we wanted you to be, as we pass this webinar slide deck to you, you'll have this in your notes. So it's about managing your mindset and your saboteurs. So those saboteurs being that little voice in our head that keeps saying, you can't do this, you can't do that. It's about working with your emotions. So our emotions are powerful. These emotions are the things that enable us to know whether we're on track or off track. But often people don't know how to utilize emotions. People just react to the emotion and get into whatever emotion it is, whether it's joy or whether it's sadness or depression or whatever it may be. People just believe that the emotions just show up. But actually, they are signposts telling us whether we are on our path or off our path and whether things need to change. So they are incredibly powerful. They're like our compass to life. So coaching is about supporting people to work with emotions. It's about listening to the body and especially to the heart. Now, the heart, researchers, scientists have discovered there is so much more to the heart than we ever knew before, that it has memory. So, we're constantly supporting you to listen to both the mind and the heart together, not one or the other. It's listening to the two of them in combination so that you can make powerful choices going forward. And Albert Einstein, again, says, utilize both our heart and head, and then we can create a powerful way forward. It's about learning how to take 100% responsibility. So not blaming outside of ourselves, blaming others, blaming as I say, the environment, the weather, etc. Because when we take 100% responsibility, that's when we are in charge of our life. That's when we really can take control. It's about reframing old beliefs, the beliefs that don't work for us anymore, that we recognize are holding us back. It's creating affirmations to support vision, values, and goals. Mindfulness. We use various different tools to create mindfulness, to be in the present moment, to be very present. It's breathing powerfully, learning how to breathe powerfully. Again, organizations like Red Cross, the Army will utilize breathing as a technique to support, for people to support themselves to create or make decisions, particularly in those critical moments. It's about creating even more self-awareness. The experts will say the journey of change is 95% awareness. It's being able to self-coach. So being able to coach yourself is incredible, because again, you're in charge of your own destiny. And being aware of and living the key success and law of attraction principles, and also NLP principles, so neuro-linguistic programming principles. Some of you may be aware of NLP. It's a powerful toolbox. It's a way of being that we also teach. It's not an accreditation in NLP, but NLP principles and some techniques we also teach in our coaching, and as coaches, Maria and I will utilize when we're coaching others. It's about practice of self-care, self-worth, self-love, because when we're in a fantastic place, that means we're in a fantastic place to support and empower others. We can inspire people easily and effortlessly if we are in this powerful place of self-care, self-worth, and importantly, self-love. And it's understanding yourself and understanding others that are different from yourself. So it's learning about the different ways of behavior, learning different styles of communication, very, I'll say, easily and simply. There is quite a bit to it, but we certainly, Maria and I, teach in a way that people can get it easily and effortlessly. So there's many more, but these are just some of the things that Maria and I cover in our coach training and also when we're working with our clients. So what are the 5 ways that coaching will change your life? Well, we've added it here. We couldn't quite condense it to 5. But it does give you the freedom and control of your own life. You become the master and commander of your own life and the way forward. It's a never-ending learning journey. Once you go on this kind of program or do a coach, or you become coached, you absolutely become curious and aware of so many different avenues and places that you can expand and enable you to create the vision and the goals that you set for yourself. There are endless opportunities to move forward positively in both the good times and the challenging times. So we always support our clients to recognize that the challenge is actually the biggest learning. In the challenge is the biggest learning moment. So the most challenging people that we come across in our life, the most challenging experiences that we've experienced in our life, these become powerful learning opportunities that sets us up for success. Because we'll never get rid of challenges. We'll never, ever get rid of challenges in our life. So it's about how we approach the challenge. It's about how we embrace the challenge to make it something that really empowers us to go forward instead of letting it bring us down. It is about creating stronger and connected relationships with the people that you love, the people that are important to you. And I think as Dave Wilson's testimonial explained, he definitely created amazing changes in his own family, with his children. He had some challenges with creating connection with his boys, who he absolutely loved, but he knew that there was a disconnection. So through this program, he learnt the ways of how to connect at a heart level and a mind level, but in a way that was powerful. And importantly, it's about making decisions easily and effortlessly when you know what's important to you, when you know what your purpose is, what your values are. It just becomes easy. It just becomes so easy to create and make decisions. And there are so many more other things that coaching can change your life, as I'm sure you're beginning to appreciate. But these are just some of the things that we wanted to share with you. So again, I just want to quickly provide some testimonials that demonstrate how coaching, it doesn't have to mean that you be a coach, but how people can incorporate the coaching skills and the personal development program, the transformational personal development program that they go through. So Nicole Van Hattem, many of you may know of her. She was in Qatar as well until recently. And she was a health coach, well, she is a health coach. So she's very much passionate about development, growth, expansion, leadership. And she also gets very much involved in health, food, etc. And she utilizes these coaching skills that she has learned in her, not only for herself and in her business, but also with her clients. And Amira, I wanted to share her testimonial as well, as she is a psychiatrist. So we've had psychiatrists and psychologists join our program, and they always share with us how this program has changed their life, because the training that they've done is often in fact, everyone we've come across, they believe that they have to find the solution for their patients. They believe they have to find the solution for their clients. They have to work it out. And that creates a whole lot of burden, responsibility for themselves, especially if they don't get it right. So what these professionals recognize when they do the coach training program is that, again, it's learning the skills of supporting people to work out their own way forward. People become totally responsible for their own way forward. They recognize, I'm the master and commander of my life, and I'm making the choices that are right for me. So it absolutely releases that responsibility of giving advice and being responsible for what people do going forward. Because, as I say, the clients recognize they are responsible. They are the ones that make the choices. So Amira is still a psychiatrist at Hamad Medical Corporation, but she absolutely incorporates the coaching skills with her clients. She incorporates the powerful questions to support her clients to create a different outcome. So I'll just quickly go through the program that we're offering, the ICF approved Coach Skills program. What you will learn is what coaching is and isn't, so versus the other main practices of training, counseling, and mentoring. It covers effective communication techniques, so building powerful rapport, strong rapport, trust and rapport, powerful questioning skills, active listening, understanding body language, and delivering empowering feedback, which is such an important thing in organizations, in families, with friends, and so forth. Learning how to deliver feedback that is effective and supports people. And it's not like a release for the giver. It's a powerful gift. Specific coaching models to structure an empowering coaching conversation. So you'll have the models to utilize as you are working as a coach. So you've got something all the time that will enable you to be the best coach that you can be. You'll learn the attributes of a successful coach and what makes a successful coaching conversation and session, how human behavior and how the mind works and the impact of that on communication and behavior. Successful principles and pathways. So we do share a lot of our learnings because Marie and I are constantly learning ourselves and learning from the best, and we share those principles with our students. You'll also understand a greater understanding of the role of emotions and how we can utilize those emotions in a very powerful way. How to tap into our intuition, how to tap into the thought processes and overcome and seize opportunities. So for example, I've had clients that have come in with depression or ADHD, all sorts of different things, that these questions just break, all these processes and questions break those kind of habits, create that way of constantly thinking and feeling. You'll understand the principles of self-management and leadership. So again, going back to when you're in a great place, when you work on yourself, and this is not to mean that you can't coach straight away. You can, because Marie and I, who are, we've got years and years of experience. We know we still have things that we want to work on. We still know that we're far from perfect, but we're learning all the time. We recognize that each challenge that comes up for us is a fantastic opportunity of growth. So it is learning how to master those emotions and those thoughts. It's learning how to work with those saboteurs, so that little voice in our head. Looking at effective goal setting based on those principles of success. So again, bringing in some neuro-linguistic programming techniques to really harness those goals. What the ICF core competencies are and how to meet them to ensure successful coaching and personal relationships. So the ICF, the International Coach Federation, which our course is approved by the ICF, they are the global body, accrediting body that is pretty much well known throughout the world. So including Qatar, including many countries. So the ICF has a very strong core competency framework and an ethics framework. So it really supports us as coaches to professionalize what we do, to also allow clients to recognize that they are in a safe place. They can get comfort from understanding those core competencies and ethics that, I am able to open up my heart and soul to the coach in a safe way. It is understanding the different personality energies, as I mentioned earlier, and the different communication styles of these different energies. So there are four personality styles in the world, archetype 4 personality styles. So it's really understanding those 4 different types, so that you're able to, when you understand those 4 styles, you're able to build rapport and trust easily and effortlessly. And as I mentioned earlier, the ethics associated with coaching. And what you'll experience, it's a personal transformational journey like no other. It really is. It really is an amazing transformational experience. It's a bit challenging to say how amazing it is. You just have to experience it, really. It is incredible. We've not had one student or participant who has never said, "Oh, I'm not coming back to this." Everyone does the program. Everyone loves the program. We've had 100% success in terms of people experiencing transformation, experiencing much learning and growth. So we're very pleased that we can say this. It's practicing each new skill after it is learned. So you really get to carry out all of the skills, all of the building blocks that we take you through to creating a full coaching session. So you're in a very safe, supportive environment where you can fall over and scuff your knees, knowing that that's perfect and that you will always be supported. So Marie, we have a small group. So Marie and I are always there to, and our other coaches that are with us, they're always there to support you, provide you with that effective feedback so that you can enhance your skills even more. You'll experience building strong relationships with like-minded people. You'll create awareness of your own strengths and areas of development and your own communication style. You'll understand your future steps and your way forward. So you'll really go deep. You'll really understand or get a greater understanding of your purpose and your values and what it is that you want to create. Some people immediately get that. And such as Rachel Patero that I mentioned earlier, she knew what she wanted to create as a consequence of going through this program. Others, it may take some more fleshing out, but because you will work together as colleagues, you begin to practice that coaching and that awareness can become more and more known. And it's an understanding of the success principles, as I mentioned earlier. And very quickly, the ICF requirements for certification are completion of the 60 hours training, at least a minimum 60 hours training. So our course is 62.5 hours, and that consists of 54 hours face-to-face learning. That's in the classroom, so to speak. And it's also about the home play, experiential training. It's the hours of journaling and reflecting, and it's the practice between the sessions. So we will ask you to start practicing with your colleagues the coaching skills that you've learned. So again, you're all on the same page, and you're all there supporting one another to practice those skills that you've learned. It's completion of 100 hours of coaching. So you are required to do a minimum of 75 hours paid. And sorry, we haven't got an example here of the journal, but we can send that through to you. So it's a minimum of 75 hours paid of that 100 hours. But the great thing is 75 hours of that paid can be in exchange for a cup of coffee. It could be in exchange for a service such as maybe it's babysitting, maybe it's creating a website, or coaching. So when you're doing your triads, because what we do is we ask you to get into triads. So there's a coach, a coachee, and an observer, and you get to swap those roles all the time. You can utilize that coaching experience as part of your 100 hours. So you can start contributing to that journal of 100 hours from the training. So as you are starting to coach others, you take a record of that, and that forms part of your paid work. In addition to that, there's a minimum of 10 hours working with an accredited mentor coach. Now, Marie and I, we offer that mentoring program as well. It's separate to this, but we do offer a mentoring program, and you are very welcome to do it with us, but you can absolutely find your own ICF mentor coach. There are many. They're on the ICF website. There's a whole list of many mentor coaches that you can choose from. So, but the ICF, I mean, the great thing is about this program, the ICF is setting you up for success as a coach, setting you up for a professional coach, because you do the training, which is very experiential. I'd say, at a guess, 60 to 70% is constantly experiential type work, because we're constantly asking you questions. We're asking for your feedback, and then guiding and supporting as a consequence of that. Perhaps not 70, but perhaps around 50 to 60%, because we're constantly asking questions of you. We're tapping into your resourcefulness, your creativity, to find out your thoughts. So we're going with the room. We're working with the room all the time. So it's not just sit there and listen. It is, you're absolutely taking part. And if I can recall, we did some coach training recently with Musharrab, where one of the gentlemen that came on board was told that he had to come along. He was from the UK, very analytical, not such a people this is how he described himself, not a people person, but he was told he had to go on this coach training. And so he said, I've envisioned myself coming along, being on my iPad or my iPhone, working through my work, replying to emails, reading emails, and so forth. And he said to us at the end of the program, he said, not once did I look at my emails. Not once did I look at my phone during the training. I was totally engaged, and he contributed consistently throughout the program. And for him to say that he wasn't a people person was quite amazing, because he was such a sharer. It was incredible. So you will find yourself constantly engaged. And then at the end, when you've completed all of those things, the training, the 100 hours of coaching, where you submit a journal, which is just a one-line explanation of who I've coached, what their contact details are, how long I coached them for, and how did I get paid or not paid. And that's it. So there's no details required in this journal. And once you've done that, you submit that to the ICF, and then they provide you with a link to do an ICF multiple choice exam. But going through this program and going through mentoring, you are absolutely set up for this success. All of our coaches that have done our program and done our mentoring program that have applied for their accreditation, they've all passed. So we've got a 100% success rate, which is fantastic. So, I mean, again, you may do this program and decide, no, this is not for me, but you will absolutely get so much value from the skills that you've learned. And so the coach training program itself, it consists of 8 days of 8 hours, so 54 hours, plus there is home play. We don't want to call it homework, we call it home play. We want to make it fun between the training days. So we've calculated that to be about 12 hours. Plus what you are required to do is some triad coaching practice. So 6 hours as a coach, 6 hours as a coachee, 6 hours as an observer. And so that's 18 hours altogether. And basically you'll write up very simply what were your learnings from being in those 3 different roles as a coach, coachee, and observer. And you're also required to attend 4 Q&A 1-hour online calls. So after this training is finished, in fact, you can start straight away. Once you sign up, you can join our Q&A calls, where one of us, Marie, myself, or one of our other trainers will come onto the call and answer your questions. Answer your questions, whether they be of technical nature or whether they are of a coaching nature in terms of the challenges or the successes that you've experienced. So it's a great opportunity to keep asking, keep learning. And so we put this in place because we want to ensure that our coaches are supported and that they are on track. And what you will gain by doing this program, you will gain an ICF Coach Skills and Leadership Professional Certification. It'll be an ACC, Associate Certified Coach ICF certification. You'll be accredited, you'll gain the accreditation from the globally recognized ICF. This is the most highly regarded international body of coach accreditation bodies. So Marie and I are both very proud to be part of ICF. You'll have the opportunity to support and empower others, absolutely, from the get-go, because we'll support you to create that home play of being in that place from day one. You'll improve your skill set and employability. You'll create the freedom to live your life on your terms. You'll have the opportunity to transfer your skills in so many different fields and so many different industries using your coaching skills, either setting up as your own coach or as an in-house coach facilitator, or maybe as a leader who knows that coaching skills is the way to be able to create buy-in, to inspire and empower others. And you will gain a life-changing personal development program which will elevate your life, your personal and professional relationships, communication, and opportunities. So this program is not like any other program. It is absolutely an investment in yourself. It is a life-changing investment. And it's normally, for the 8 days, it's normally 14,000 reals, which works out to be 1,750, I think, per day. But we are discounting that to 12,000 for payment by the 30th of September. Now that's open for everybody, and for those of you who are on this webinar, what we are offering as a bonus is, if you take action in the next 24 hours, what we'd love to do is, for the first 3 people who sign up, is they will receive a coaching session from an Empower World coach to support you to create much greater self-awareness about who you are, what you really want, what are the things that are holding you back, and potentially what are the steps to support you to create your compelling way forward. So we valued this at 1,000 reals, but really it's not something that you can easily put a value to. It's invaluable. It's absolutely invaluable. And we also offer free entry to one of our half-day self-mastery workshops. So we constantly create workshops that support our coaches to deepen their skills. But we also offer this to anybody. Anybody is available. Anybody who wants to join can join these half-day self-mastery workshops. And they will also be recognised by the ICF, these workshops. So the ICF is, again, I think it's fantastic that they encourage people to keep their skills up to date. So every year they're looking at, how have you updated your skills to ensure that you're relevant. And after that, the next 3 people, so 4, 5, 6, next 3 people who sign up will receive a free entry to one of our self-mastery workshops. But I'm feeling quite generous. I think let's open that up to also a coaching session as well. So that's for the first 6 people who sign up as a consequence of coming onto this webinar. So I'd love to open it up. That's a lot. I've done a lot of talking. And I'd love to open it up to questions here for, what have you noticed? What would you like to share? Any questions that you may have as a consequence of what I've gone through.
Hi, Janine. It's Alexandra here.
Hi, Alexandra.
Thank you. This was really a great presentation. And I would like to ask, of course, the planning of the sessions, because I do know it's on the weekends, right?
That's right, yes.
Could you tell us a little bit about that and about keeping your skills updated? I know many accreditations do require you to do certain investments on an annual basis or 2 or 3 year cycles. How does that work?
Yes. So in terms of the day, you just want to know a bit more about the timings and how it works. Is that?
Yeah, the dates and the timings. That'd be great.
Yeah. So that's a good question. I haven't got my calendar in front of me, but it's the 14th and 15th. Let me just get my calendar in front of me. I should have them very much in my head. So we're looking at the 14th and 15th of October and the 28th and 29th of October. And then it is the 11th and 12th of November and the 25th and 26th of November. And actually what I didn't let people know is that you don't have to do all 8 days at once. You can do I would suggest the first 4 days and do the other days in our later courses to give more flexibility. Because once you do the first 4 days, you are set up to really start coaching. You can start coaching confidently when you do the first 4 days, and then the next 4 days are really going deeper, much, much deeper. So I meant to mention that. And there are some people that have joined our program that cannot make some of the weekends. So what we've offered to them is the opportunity to still do the full 8 days, and we will provide them with the recordings, let them know what the home play is between that weekend and the next weekend so that they can put that home play into place. So catch up, so to speak, and then join the following weekend with the provision that they join the weekend that they've missed. They join that the next time we run the program, because part of the ICF certification process is that they experience the training live. So we've got 2 people actually who are doing that. They're missing this second weekend, but they will, they'll come back onto the following weekends. But it is the provision that they listen to the recordings, do the home play. So on the days, we start at 9:30 and we finish at 5. We have 3 breaks. So there's a morning break, a lunch break, and an afternoon break, but sometimes we find that we might need to break that up a little bit more. So it's held at the Hilton Hotel. What else do you need to know about the day? And I'll go to the second question shortly.
For me, this is fine. This is exactly what I needed. Thanks.
Great. So now let me see. So ICF accreditation, ongoing accreditation. So yes, the ICF does require us as coaches to continue investing in ourselves, which is fantastic, because once you go on this journey, you become insatiable to find out more and to deepen the skills. So now, unfortunately, I can't remember off the top of my head how many hours you are required to do, but I can find that out for you. But the beauty is there are so many online training programs now that are ICF approved that it is easy to keep up your skills. So I'm just thinking, for example, I did an online webinar, which was through another accrediting body, but I got on that webinar and I was able to utilize those hours towards the ICF, ongoing accreditation. So now, as I mentioned, our workshops will also be ICF. We're going through the process of them becoming ICF recognized, and there will be other programs I'm sure that are around that are recognized by the ICF. But as I say, online there are so many things that you can join that will enable you to continue that journey of developing your skills. So I can come back to you, Alexandra, about the number of hours required, if you would like me to do so.
Yeah,
so
that'd be great. Thanks.
Sorry, I have a question.
Yes, go ahead.
So there is an ongoing professional development in place. So is it free, or do we have to pay to attend these programs?
Yeah, I think so. For example, if you came along to our workshops, you would be paying. At the moment, for a half-day workshop, we charge. We require an investment of 850 rials. But if you do, sometimes we do two half days related to the one thing, so we discount that to 1,200. Now, Marie and I are definitely in the process of developing some online programs, and I don't know what that investment will be yet, but it'll be less. It'll be even less. So now I'm just trying to think. The one that I did recently, I did pay a fee, but again, it was minimal. It was very minimal. Now, there potentially is some free training out there that you can get on board with. I don't know what they are at the moment, but it would be a matter of Googling, but I'm sure that there is something out there. And I'm just thinking that potentially we could, it's just create, that question has just popped an idea in my mind that, potentially we could look at getting our Q&A sessions accredited as well. So I'll have to get back to you on that. So, yeah. So there's, you can invest in incredibly, other accredited programs, other intensive programs that could be quite a significant investment, and there'll be others that are, minimal. So there'll be plenty of choice out there.
If we don't join these programs, we might lose the ICF accreditation, right?
That's right. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So
and is the ICF accreditation has a period of validity, or how does that work?
Yeah, so it actually, Marie and I went through a different route, so I'll need to come back to you on that one.
Okay.
So now I know it's every 12 months they'll want to understand how you've developed your skills. So for me, I have been accredited by the ICF for, a number of years now, 6 years, I think. And I haven't had to submit, what I've done to keep my skills relevant to the ICF. But as a result of running this program, the ICF had to understand who we are as coaches and what we've done to develop ourselves. So they are aware that Marie and I are constantly upgrading our skills, adding more certifications to our toolkit. But for the next 12 months, I'm going to have to do as everyone else is doing, submit what I've been working on what programs I've experienced to update my skills. So, but I know the ICF changed that not so long ago. So it could be every year, but I'm not sure. So I'll get back to you on that.
Okay.
Great question. Thank you.
I have a question, please. How often do you run these workshops on an annual basis?
Yes, that's a great question. We, over the summer, we don't run them. And we're actually looking to run one on the 8th of October. We haven't promoted it yet. So it's dependent on our availability, but it is every, during the busy periods of being in Qatar, it's every couple of weeks. But as I mentioned earlier, we are developing online programs, which is going to make it even easier to make these more constant. So, yeah, we've got our next half-day workshop, which is about physiology, working with physiology, how we can understand it, how we can change our physiology to create different outcomes. So, so that's going to be a great workshop because our physiology absolutely can have an impact on our emotions and, you know, how we carry ourselves. So,
and what about these 8 days programs? How often do you run these?
We run them three times a year. So, yeah. So the next one will be next year, potentially around February, March, and then something like May, June next year.
Okay. Thanks.
Thank you.
I have a question. Yes, please. I have a question related to the ICF accredited mentor coach.
Yes.
Can you go back to the slide that shows the different things we need to do to get accredited?
Yeah.
Thanks.
There we go.
Yes, so minimum 10 hours working with an ICF accredited mentor coach. Will we need to invest to have like an additional investment in that, or it's part of the fees?
Yeah, it's a separate program for us, a separate program. So it does give people the choice of whether they want to do it or not. Because there are some coaches that join our program or some people that join our program who the accreditation is not so important for them. And potentially the skills are utilised on a more casual basis, like in their family or in their community as a leader. So for those that want to go ahead with the certification, they've got the choice. So they can come with us, and we offer an online group mentoring session. So it's 7 hours with a group up to a maximum of 10 people. So that just having that group is very powerful. And what we do is we set people up to work together. Once we go offline, we get people to work together, we get them to journal. So it's probably, I would say our program is very, probably deeper than most mentoring programs. And then you have 3 hours, which are one-on-one sessions with either Marie, with an hour and a half with me and an hour and a half with Marie. So you record a coaching session and you submit it to us, and then we listen to that session and provide feedback to support you to, again, strengthen your skills as a coach, strengthen your awareness as a coach. So again, I think that's fantastic in terms of what ICF, this accreditation process, because it is all about supporting and supporting you for success, supporting you to ensure that you're on track. Now, our program, again, it's got its own entity, but you can absolutely go with another ICF mentor coach. You can choose whatever is suitable for you.
But to get accredited, I need to do that.
Yes, yeah, 10 hours of working with an accredited mentor coach, an ICF accredited mentor coach.
And how much does that cost?
Well,
How much?
yeah. For our program, again, it's an investment.
Yeah.
And we usually have a sort of a cutoff time as to when people pay for it. So it's normally 10,000, but we discount that again by 2,000 to 8,000 reals. So that's our program, which is the 7 hours of group online learning, as well as the 3 hours of working with us one-to-one. But what other people charge, I don't know. It'll vary depending on, I guess, their experience and the belief in themselves as to what value they bring. I was just going to see if I saw Ren earlier on the call. I don't know if she's there. I noticed one of our coaches on the call. Oh, she's gone. So yes, I was just going to ask Ren to share her experience of that group mentoring experience that she's had. So, but we've certainly set up all of our coaches. As I say, we've got 100% pass rate, which is fantastic. Thank you for that question. Anyone else? I can see someone talking. I can't see your name, unfortunately. But I can't hear you. No. I don't. I can see your face quite close to the screen. No. Are you there? Maybe I can try and unmute you. No, I can't. So if you've got further questions that you would like to ask me, please do send me an email you can send a WhatsApp chat to me as well. So my email is Jeanine, Jeanine, so JEANINE at empower-world.com, and my mobile number is 5509 9158. So 5509 9158. So I am in Australia at the moment. I'm here for less than a week to go, and I'll be back in Qatar shortly. So if you're on WhatsApp or iMessenger, I can pick up your questions, and I'm happy to give you a call to go through anything with you.
I had the last question just to make sure that I understand.
Yes.
If you don't mind.
Not at all.
So in terms of financial investment, if I understand well, I need like 12,000 reals.
Oh, sorry, I missed
to
that.
get. So I need to pay 12,000 real, right?
Yes. For the.
Okay.
Yeah.
Unless I'm from the three first, then I will have a discount.
Yes, that's correct.
Right. Yes. And then I will need to add an additional 8,000 to be accredited.
If you choose to go through us, if you want to go through the Empower World mentoring program, yes. Now, what I would suggest, so time frame for that, because the coach training will occur over the next 2 months, so taking you to the end of November, and then you'll decide, yes, I want to go into this straight away, into the mentoring to really enhance my skills. Or you may decide, actually, I'm going to just practice for a little bit, practice my coaching skills, and then join the next mentoring program. So we'll have a mentoring program that will start around November, December time, but we'll also have various mentoring programs starting up in the new year. So it's up to you. It's totally up to you as to when you decide that you'll do the mentoring. So you don't have to pay for the mentoring program at all right now. It's just the coach training for the moment. and then you can make a decision when it comes up. Do I do it now, or do I wait a little bit? Do I wait for the next mentoring program, or do I wait for the next one after that? So it's totally flexible.
Okay, so if I don't join the mentoring program, I won't be ICF accredited.
That's right. You've got to do the training, the mentoring, do 100 hours of coaching, and fill out your journal. Submit that to the ICF, and then the ICF, once they've got all of that information, they will send you a link. And there's a small fee to do the online exam. I think it's $250 US dollars. They'll send you a link, and then you do the online multiple choice. And once you've done that, then you become ICF accredited. That's when you get the certification. So you'll get a certificate as a result of doing our training. So you'll get that, and then you send that to the ICF to get their ICF, the ACC professional certification. So now if you sign up now, you'll get the discount, but you'll also get a free coaching session, as well as the free entry to the next workshop that we do, so which is coming up on the 8th. So if that's something you'd like to attend, but there'll be more throughout November. It's a bit challenging at the moment because Marie is taking her daughter to the UK for university, but we'll be able to run again some workshops in November. So but again, we'll have some online training coming on board soon. So, but you'll absolutely be supported from the very beginning on your journey to become a certified coach. We are on a mission, Marie and I, to really empower that there are many more ICF certified coaches in Qatar, in the Middle East, because there just are not many. Many of these organizations fly coaches in from overseas to support them. So if we can create an environment and a community here of coaches that support one another, and there's plenty of work out there, it'll just mean that we're working towards a better world, a better place, a better way of being.
Janine, thank you so much for the presentation. It's really, really good. Please advise if you will send us the presentation by mail.
Yes, we absolutely will. It'll come from support@empower.org. And I'll also look where I can post this presentation online somehow, some way, so that everyone's got access to it. But absolutely, we'll get the slides to you as soon as we can. So thank you for your feedback.
Thank you. And as well, do you have on your website all the details about the programs that you will be doing?
Yes, we need to actually update the upcoming ones, but if you look on our website, you'll see the sort of things that we do. So working with emotions, physiology, what else have we done recently? Defining moments. So you'll see that there's various different streams that we go down, and there's more that we're working on at the moment. And as I say, we've just recently hired a new person to come on our team, and we just know that it's going to free Marie and myself up to be able to develop more of the programs that we love doing, so that we're not doing all of this back end work, which is what we have been doing. So we're very excited about being able to develop even more and be able to deliver the programs that we love. That's what we love to do. So.
Okay, great, thank you. And one more, if you don't mind. I missed a part of the presentation because of some technical issues I had. If there is any chance to see this, your presentation again.
Yes, yeah, I'll make that happen. We've got
great.
We've got your email address, haven't we? I think
Yeah.
I've lost your name, but I did see it.
Nelly.
Nelly, yeah. I think, yeah, I've seen you coming up through the
Yeah,
feed.
yeah.
So I will send you this. In fact,
Oh.
I'll send both. I'll send both the slides and this recording to everybody.
Oh, great. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. You're very welcome. Thank you for asking. Any other questions? Fantastic. Well, as I say, if you have any further queries, please do email me or Marie, or send me a text or a WhatsApp, and I'll be happy to give you a call. I can call you from here and just go through any queries that you have and support you to make a decision. There may be some uncertainty, and very happy to support you to coach you through the decision-making process. So, absolutely encourage you to look at this because, as I say, it is life-changing. And Marie and I can say this because, you know, before we became coaches, we were not confident. I'm speaking for Marie here. In many ways, we weren't confident. Yes, we had some confidence in some areas, but, you know, there were some, can we do this? Can we really do this? And certainly public speaking and getting up in front of a room full of people, we definitely were not in that space. But we wanted to do it, but we didn't feel we could do it. And now that's what inspires us. That's what gives us energy to do this sort of work. So the coaching program is incredible. It is life-changing. So I've just seen that there's a few chats coming through. Okay, Archana, I can see that you've got some questions. So I'll come back to you, Archana. So thank you, everybody. And I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. And I look forward to hopefully seeing you on the program. But if not, in another way, another time, in another type of venue, not venue, but another, I can't think of the word, could be one of our workshops. So, but really appreciate your time and investing your time with us today, and look forward to connecting with you all very soon. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Janine.
Pleasure. Thank you very much.